Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Om Bolo Sadguru Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Bolo Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Namah Shivaya. Good morning. So we'll continue the teachings from Bliss Divine, from the chapter on yoga. Swami Sivananda writes, yoga is the art of right living. The yogin who has learned the art of right living is happy, harmonious, and peaceful. He is free from tension. So, 2 days ago, in the Gita Parayana, Swami Sivananda Giri, who was giving the teachings, made a very beautiful commentary on a verse from chapter 18, 46, verse 46. And he said, it's really not so complicated. It's not like you have to do rituals all day and do all kinds of ceremonies or advanced practices. You can continue to do whatever you're doing, your daily duties, and only change your perspective, only change something mental. Like externally, do your daily duties, whatever it is, but internally, contemplate all the time that all these activities that I'm doing with the body, with the senses, with all of my physiological functions, with my intellect, it's all thanks to God. It's like He's the indweller, the Antaryamin, and He operates all of these functions. He operates the senses, the mind, the body, everything. And just the fact that I'm able to offer my service, to do my duty, is His grace, is His doing. And that's all. And it's very, very simple. It's not like you have to do pilgrimage to far away locations or invest a lot of money or just do whatever you're doing and offer it to God, or contemplate that it's by the grace of God, or contemplate that this consciousness, this self, this reality that supports all of this. And that is yoga. And when he said this in the Gita Parayana 2 nights ago, it reminded me something that Swami Sivananda, our Acharya, told me a few years ago when we were still locked down in the COVID pandemic. And one day he said, people don't understand that it's so simple, actually. That there is something which Krishna is teaching in the Gita that if you understand it, is like very easy to do and you get the highest results. And that is everything you do, offer to God. Everything that you do, offer to God. He says, I don't understand why people don't read this line in the Gita, because that's all. So, people think we have to do so many advanced practices, and which is great, all the advanced practices you're learning. And you have to come next month for ATTC. You'll learn lots of advanced practices. And they are wonderful, they are very powerful. But really there is this secret in the Gita that does it all. So this is what Swami Sivananda is saying. When he's defining the word yoga, he's saying it is the art of right living. Just live your life according to dharma, according to righteousness, according to the ordinances of the scriptures. Everyone should know what is his or her duty. This is all in the scriptures. But then do it with the right mentality, with the right mindset. This is yoga. And we have another Mahatma who is coming here to teach us Upanishads, actually right after Swami Sivananda is leaving in a few days or in a week or so. Swamini Atma Prakashananda is coming. And she is going to teach us Mandukya Upanishad for a month and a half or so. So she always is telling something very nice. She's talking about Purushartha Nishchayaha, which means to have clarity about the goal of life, and then to do your duty. So the idea is the goal of life is moksha, is spiritual liberation. Not those little pleasures that we're chasing after, all the pleasures of the senses, and this is not the goal of life. The goal of life, why we came here, is not a big career or lots of money, or because all these things you cannot even take with you when you go to the next phase. Yes? All this property, possession, position, name, fame, we cannot take after this lifetime is over. So the goal of life is, first is to purify the mind. This mind we do take to the next one, yes? But ultimately, the goal of life is not even to have a next life, is to have spiritual liberation, moksha. So she says, Purushartha Nishchayaha, whatever you do, have 24/7 remember the goal of life and why we're here. So everything we do with our daily duties is for that, is to purify the mind and then to attain knowledge of the self. So if you remember this 24/7, then she says, then you are a karma yogi. Then you really follow the path of karma yoga, because karma yoga is to do your duty, but also to remember God and to remember the goal of life. So this is what Swami Sivananda is saying here about yoga. It's the art of right living. And if you live your life like this, then you are happy, harmonious, and peaceful, and free from tension. So nowadays there is a lot of discussion about stress and stress management, right? And all kinds of techniques for stress management. But this is the best. The number one stress management technique is to all the time remember God, all the time remember the goal of life, and then you're all the time happy. And last night the speaker spoke about all kinds of symptoms that people have who suffer from post-trauma, like sleep issues and anxiety and all kinds of things that nowadays we're dealing with. And this is wonderful, all the psychological tools and the other tools that she mentioned to alleviate stress. But really what Swami Sivananda is teaching here is very profound. Because if you know what you need to do, like Swami Sarupananda, our teacher, one day he told me, you know why I'm always happy? Because I'm always doing what I'm supposed to do. It's very nice. And then you're happy. And then when you go to sleep at night, you fall asleep like this. No tension, no stress. Because even if sometimes the external circumstances are not easy, sometimes we have to deal with adversity, but this adversity is really, unfortunately, is unavoidable because of the law of karma. So all kinds of things we've done in past lives, infinite number of past lives, and then we're born in this lifetime. The mere fact that we're born with a human body, not a celestial body or an animal body, but a human body, first of all, it's a great blessing, because it's the most fortunate type of birth, because only in that type of birth, the human body, we can attain self-realization and spiritual liberation. So we are very, very blessed that we got a human body, and we have to appreciate it because it's very rare. It's very rare. You know, there are so many types of bodies, millions. So we got this one. We have to be very grateful, but it also comes with a baggage of challenges because it indicates that we have a mixed karma, positive and negative. We have papa and punya, merit and demerit, and it's mixed. If it was only positive, we were in a celestial body. If it was mostly negative, we were in a lower type of birth, like animal body or another low, hellish kind of body. But this indicates that there is a mixed karma, and by definition, mixed karma means pleasure and pain, and all kinds of experiences that this is called prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma is the karma that fructifies, the karmic seeds from this big storage called sanchita karma, all of our accumulated karma from many lifetimes. At a certain point, they are a group of karmic seeds, not all of them. They fructify, and this manifests as the type of body that we get, you know, male, female, this country, this culture, this family, all this is prarabdha karma, determined by prarabdha karma. Then the lifespan, how many years we will be spending in this lifetime here. And number 3 is the life experiences. So pleasure and pain. And the pain, which is part of this package, is coming from 3 sources. Is coming from within the body and the mind. This is called adhyatmika. So I'm sure you all can relate to that, right? We get pain coming from the body or from the mind. In fact, the mind is the bigger one that generates pain. And then the second source is adibhautika, from other beings. Other beings, like in the scriptures, they mention the scorpions and the snakes that disturb the yogis who are meditating in the forest. But here, sometimes we give other examples, like mosquitoes. Or another example is people. That can be a source of pain. So this is adibhautika. And then we have adidaivika, from the forces of nature, from hurricanes, tornadoes, like we've seen this past week, unfortunately, in the US, tornadoes and pandemics. That's also adidaivika. It's from the forces of nature, from the gods. So this is why life, inevitably, we will have to experience pleasure and pain. But how we are relating, how we are responding to these experiences. So another thing that we were taught by Swami Sivananda is something which is called Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. So Ishvara is God, Prasad is grace, and Buddhi is the intellect or the mind. So she was saying we should have an approach to life that everything is grace of God. All the good stuff, like right now there is lots of good stuff happening here, right? We are in the most amazing place on Paradise Island, good weather, good company, good food, good yoga. This is grace of God, no doubt. Of course, it has to do with some good deeds that we've done in the past, for sure. But this karma, this good karma, is given to us by Ishvara. It's not automatically, like some philosophical systems are saying, oh, it's nature. There is no need for Ishvara. It's like automatically, for the good deeds, you get good experiences. For the bad deeds, you get suffering. And so you don't need Ishvara. But Vedanta does not agree with this. Vedanta says all the good stuff that you get is, yes, it's related to your past good deeds, but it's given to you by Ishvara. He is the distributor of the fruits of karma. It's not automatically, it's not nature. And then, but what about all the suffering and the pain? So according to this understanding, this is also grace of God. Because it's for our learning, learning our lessons, paying our karmic debts, and burning our negative karma, evolving for our spiritual evolution. So all the difficult experiences are also grace of God, Ishvara Prasad. So whatever comes to you is grace of God. And now you understand why he says, then if you understand this, you're happy all the time. And you're in a mindset of gratitude all the time. And also, last night she spoke very beautifully about post-traumatic growth, that every negative experience is an opportunity to grow. So we are grateful for that also. Some people will not even discover the spiritual path, would not even discover this ashram if there was not some negative thing in their life. Because many times the negative things bring us to the guru, to the teacher, to the path. Otherwise, it's like Swami Sivananda calls a happy-go-lucky life. You know, people don't feel the pain of samsara, so they think all this pleasure will continue. But this is called the sugar-coated pain. And then when we get the real pain, we come to the spiritual life. And like Arjuna in the Gita, in chapter 1, the yoga of Arjuna's despair, the yoga of Arjuna's grief, shoka, Arjuna Vishada yoga. So basically this pain, this crisis brought him to the guru, to the path. So everything is grace of God, the pleasure and the pain, the good experiences and the bad experiences. I remember in the pandemic, when we were closed, every night or every evening, we would take walks on the beach with Swamiji. And the whole Paradise Island was empty. All the hotels were closed. There was nobody here. For 2 years, we had the whole island for ourselves. Even the sharks were coming because there were no people. Sometimes we would walk on the beach and we would see a person and we're like, oh, a person. We were like Robinson Crusoe. And it was very blissful, beautiful weather, whole island to ourselves. And in the evening, we're walking on the beach and we watch the sunset and the ocean is so nice and everything is clean and peaceful. And Swamiji is asking me, Rukmini Chaitanya, what are you experiencing right now? And I didn't know what I was supposed to answer. So I said, bliss? I said, no. And I tried all kinds of things, joy? No. And then I gave up and I said, give me the answer. So he said, you're experiencing the fruits of your past karma. So this, good fortune to watch the sunset in good spiritual company and enjoy life is the result of good actions from the past. But then the next morning you wake up with a headache, it's also the result of actions from the past. Everything is your karma and it's given to you by Ishvara and it's prasad, it's grace. So if you live your life within this understanding, then you're happy, harmonious, and peaceful, and free from tension. This is stress management. And but this is not the end. That's the thing. This approach to life is to purify the mind. But then we really need to go to the next step, which is what is happening after this satsang, is the Vedanta class. Then when the mind is pure and also not just pure, but very peaceful and can concentrate, can be subtle. The mind needs to be subtle to understand Vedanta. That's why we keep all the rules about yogic diet and all the practice. The mind needs to be very, very, very pure, sharp, subtle, and focused, one-pointed. And then when the mind is in that advanced level, it's called spiritual maturity, and free from anger, lust, all of these enemies, then the disciple can sit at the feet of the Guru and receive the highest knowledge of the self, that is from the Upanishads, from the Vedanta scriptures, but it has to be given to us by the teacher. You need to hear it, Shravana, hear the words of the Upanishads from the mouth of the Guru. This is Shravana, and then Manana, then the disciple needs to contemplate with the help of the teacher, to contemplate and remove all the doubts, become completely doubt-free, and then nididhyasana. Then the disciple is on his or her own to deeply meditate and make this make this like a fact. Just like they say, like you have a fruit in the palm of your hand, you don't have a doubt. You don't need to ask anyone, what is this, or what do I have a fruit? You know it. In that certainty, you need to know that you are the Atman. You are the immortal self. With that level of certainty. All the time, 24/7. And this nididhyasana leads to self-realization and spiritual liberation. But it all starts with living a life of karma yoga, which we just discussed. Om Tat Sat. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Bolo Sadguru Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Bolo Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai. So the schedule for today, at 8 we have yoga classes, beginners on the Bay West platform and intermediate on the Bay platform, 9:50 brunch in the dining area.